Strongblock slayed their early adopters. They made a pretty bold move to try to stop the bleeding on their token price last week. And pretty much, if you bought anywhere along here to maybe here, you might feel like a crime has been committed. My name is Nicholas Johnson. I have COVID right now, and this is the Space Warehouse. Those nodes cost you anywhere from $3,000 to, I don't know, $10,000 to make. And you likely didn't do all the perfect sell timing to get that money back. In the case of nodes made during October of last year, I'm not sure that you even could have. Any Strongblock node that's ever been created now will only ever produce 20 strong or stronger token rewards, even retroactively. Maybe it's 30 for the Polygon ones, but you can't make those anymore. The really old ones have already produced more than 20, but the point is, starting last week, any nodes that have already created more than 20 strong or stronger, or any combination of the two, have poofed themselves out of existence. I do wonder what that actually means for whatever actual hardware was represented in these purchases, but I'm not in the business of making any accusations that I don't understand myself. When you sign into strongblock.com now, you'll see your list of nodes like normal, but now under the amount that each node has earned that you have yet to claim, you'll see a little progress bar. That progress bar represents the lifespan of your node. Once it's all the way filled up, your node is going to start texting with presumably a better looking and a younger node holders, and it's just going to ghost you forever. Also in this update, and for reasons that no one seems to understand, including me, the button to pay all or claim all your nodes is no longer there. This doesn't mean that it'll cost more to claim each node. Claim all always just added up the gas fees of each node as a separate transaction put into one button, but now you have to go through and claim, in my case, 15 times. In general, getting 20 stronger back for a thing that only cost you 10 stronger over the course of a couple hundred days would be a fine investment still. Even though you have all the fees you have to pay along the way, doubling whatever amount of money you put in seems like it would be worth it. Except that the chart has now been consistently going down at a rate faster than you would ever benefit from doing this. Also, they've changed the description of the Ethereum nodes to say that rewards are variable and not guaranteed, where it used to say 0.091 strong per day per node, or whatever the number was. The Entangled nodes that you can create now do specify that they will return 0.075 stronger per day with a maximum of 20 stronger. So it's more like 266 days for those ones to run their course. They have the added benefit of one single gas fee for however many of those nodes you create at once. But right this moment, for a single node with a stronger price of around 14 bucks, here's what the math looks like. $140 to start the node. It'll exist for about 9 months, so a $15 fee 8 times is $120 in fees. It'll return 20 stronger tokens, so in a fictional universe where the price stays at 14 bucks, that's $280. Minus the fees you paid, minus the creation fee, and you're left with about 20 bucks. And that's ignoring the gas fees to create, to pay the fees, and to claim at the end. So at such a low token price, this doesn't work. At least this doesn't work to provide a profit. Sure, if you have a bunch of entangled nodes, you can kind of ignore the gas because you pay one gas fee for all of the nodes combined. So that's cool, but the price is going to consistently need to go up for this to make any substantial profit for anyone going forward. Presumably, the whole point of them retiring however many thousands of nodes they did all at once was to curb the sell pressure and sort of stabilize the price a little bit, which initially it looked like it was going to do. The price shot up from $13 to $28 really fast, but then almost immediately came back down and now appears to be on another death crawl back to 13 bucks. But hopefully it's possible that there's just not enough time on this graph yet and we're actually just going sideways, which would be an improvement. But right now it looks like it's continuing to bleed. One would have to imagine though, once the price dips down far enough where the fees outweigh the earnings, another large chunk of non-believers will drop off and the price should stabilize. If nothing else, at a zero sum. The market should find that spot, and if there's no nefarious business going on, looking at you, Luna, then there's no reason we shouldn't just stay locked into this price chart Lagrange point until either someone very famous mentions it or StrongChain gets finished and becomes operational. For me at least, all eyes back towards the so far mythical StrongChain. StrongChain will be a level 1 blockchain, which means functionally it'll be the same animal as Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain or Avalanche, which have all gone pretty well on a longer scale. If you would have held your $14 Ether bucks some years ago, you'd be very, very, very well off now. But all those other blockchains and tons more exist already. Somehow StrongChain's gonna have to get going and get adopted and get a whole bunch of projects on board so they have some revenue into this whole thing. Now we're just back to what I said a few weeks ago. If that can happen, StrongChain will survive, and that'll define whether you were a genius for paying all these node fees while you weren't making any money, piling up all these tokens, or if you're just a sucker who put his grocery bags back on the stove without checking to see if it had just been on after you got back from the store. That's the worst. Some good news is that according to Fortune Business Insights, whatever that is, the global blockchain market is expected to grow from $7.18 billion in 2022 to $163 billion by 2029. I'll link to that thing in the description if you want to read it. But evidently, more blockchain is what the Web3 juggernaut is going to be muttering through his teeth as he trudges through Skynet. So that's great news if StrongChain is a quality blockchain and keeps this nodes as a service thing going after their blockchain is successful. Though I'm not entirely sure what incentive they would have to do that. I still don't actually actually know what these nodes even are. I've also got a tiny amount invested in this less popular mining pool on their app, Uni V2 LP ETH Stronger pairing pool. Say that 5 times fast. And in a month, 10 Stronger paired with about 150 bucks of ETH has mined me 1.3 Stronger. It would cost about 20 bucks to unmine it, and that's about the value of 1.3 Stronger, so I'm just gonna leave it where it is. At these super low token values, it's basically not worth it to do anything on the app right now. Don't change anything or sell anything or do anything, because every time you do, you use up several Stronger worth of Ethereum. You'd have to be holding a lot of Stronger tokens to make any reasonable profit mining with them, although there is no monthly fee to mine, so if you have like 100 Stronger or something, well, go ahead, shove it in there. Pretty much, if you believe in the future of this thing, hang on, pay your fees, maybe make some more nodes with your rewards if you lose some of your older ones, but claiming to sell monthly has just about lost all value. Claiming to hold still makes sense if you think it's gonna go up and you end up being right. I mean, geez, these 40 or so Stronger I have now, at one point they were worth $20,000. Those were the days. We just turned 18,000. I just got my 18,000th subscriber.